is very extremely possible, but King Bully Gang, man, I'm a believer now. I got King Bully Gang.
Annie? Oh shit, you scared me. She's coming home tonight. Okay. Just pick up her shit. Yeah. Take her back. You can take that into the room. Okay. How's she doing?
What it do with your boy TLew? And it's that time of year. We've all been waiting for it. It's playoff time. Isn't it exciting, Dan?
Absolutely. We had a pretty serious showdown going into this weekend. Got a lot to talk about today, so stay tuned for that.
Indeed. You already know what to do. Cap, do your recap.
It is your boy, Cap No Cap. And we are back. Fantasy football, let's talk about it.
But you don't even know what your life really like. What your life like, nigga?
So first things first, none of these games were close. They all were blowouts. Let's start with Make America Great. Does it again. Makes it to the playoffs, I think. Because there was a lot of teams that ended up with a 5-6 record. We'll go over that when we're finished here. Make America Great wins 123-86 behind Joe Burrows and Chris Olave having a hell of a game. The comeback season does it again, and they now are in the playoffs. They were able to defeat the Haiti Voodoo Spell 123-87 behind the Washington defense and Justin Fields. Big Trues was able to defeat the Palo Bay Punishers 90-71 behind Lamar in Montgomery, and sponsored by FanDuel demolishes Massage Therapy 137-71. The Bang Van was able to defeat on to a championship 123-88 behind Tony Pollard, Dak Prescott, and Josh Jacobs disrespecting shit. I guess if you can call it that. Game of the week came down to the two best teams record-wise. Tampa Bay Mahomes was able to defeat King Bully Gang 173-140 behind the greatness of the duo known as Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Now, on to who made the playoff. If you're used to this show, you're probably going to have to turn your camera for this one. So the final standings is as followed. Not even going to lie to you. Bully Gang 9-2, On Tua 6-5, Big Trues 5-6, Tampa Mahone 8-3, Bang Van 6-5, Pajalito Bay 5-6, Make America 5-6, and Comeback Season 5-6. Not even lying to you.
You can come out here and get your ass whooped, and then I'll beat you the fuck up afterwards. How about that?
Appreciate it, Cap. All right, moving on. So, we had a showdown from seeds 5 through 12. Anyone could have made the playoffs, and anyone could have missed it. This never happened before. We already talked about it last week, but, the results are finally in. What are your thoughts on who came out on top?
I think I commented on this last week. Like, I just didn't know who to predict was going to go in because it was just such a wild scenario that I've never seen in my life before as far as fantasy goes. But my thoughts were, the matchups lived up to what they, to the expectations this week. At least it was. It was a lot of exciting matchups for winning. Winning you're in, and lose and go home type situations. So I'd say, I was pretty entertained, at least from my standpoint.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Every game was great. Even a potential future AFC championship thing going on with Tampa Mahone losing King Bully Gang or King Bully Gang. 173-140, very high scoring affair on both teams. And it was a throwaway game too, so it might be a potential matchup in the near future. We'll have to see, but
it's very ironic that it was Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes going at it for number one.
Yeah,
it should be number 2 seed, but whatever. But or at least for the best record. It wasn't for best record in the league, but it was still a nice preview to what we probably will see. You know what I mean? But, I just wanted to add that in there because, the two best quarterbacks, I feel like they're going to eventually match up. And if they do end up matching up, I feel like that might be the best matchup we might have all season.
I agree. There. It'll definitely be a high-scoring game for both teams. I can't imagine both teams having a dub, or not a dub, a dud of a week. Just because of the talent, the record, speaks for itself as well. And definitely this new division that we started this year with the 3 divisions instead of just the 2 conferences, definitely shook things up a bit. But also to add, if King Bully Gang and Mahone Burglars were in the same conference, it would have been the same, except it would have been the 3rd seed, I think, would have been the only difference. But pretty much the same thing. If you're in the same conference and you got 2 top dogs in that same conference by coincidence, there's not much you could do about it. But definitely very exciting. But before we even talk about the playoffs, we gotta do a season review. What are some awards you want to give out?
There's game of the year, there's GM of the year, there's team of the year. Forget scoring. I guess the scoring champ. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know. Unless I'm forgetting something, you might want to add.
Maybe a bum of the year if you wanted to, feel like talking shit. Why not?
Gotta expose someone.
All right. Well, I'll go first. Let's start off with the bum of the year. You gotta start off on a sad note and then work your way up.
Who you got for us?
Bum of the year, it's between massage therapy and the real Slim Brady's. I'm gonna have to go with the real Slim Brady's only because I expected more. I didn't think he'd be in the bottom in the consolation ladder. He's always consistently good in fantasy football, at least. And then I don't know if Quan was able to draft this team. I don't remember. Kenny and Johan. I feel like they got hoed, especially Johan specifically. So Johan can't get it. Kenny, would have made it had Danny, unironically, would have lost his last game. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to the real Slim Brady's. I'm very sad.
Yeah, definitely disappointing season for him for sure. For me, definitely got to be massage therapy. They have so much talent on their team. Just to give it all away, it's just like you messed your own season up. There's really no explaining that. Like you said, Johan, Kenny. I feel like Kenny's team didn't have many high expectations, at least from my standpoint, when the team was drafted. As far as Johan goes, his team did put up a lot of points, but couldn't play that defense. So, he had to go. But as far as like the bum of the team, the bum of the year, has to go to massage therapy. Like I said, had a great team set up. Did not have to give anybody up. Honestly, I think they could have went far. Could have made the playoffs if they didn't make a move, in my opinion. But they pulled the key away and traded all the good talent away, and now they're playing for the consolation. So here we are.
Very unfortunate. That was also a great point. I'm pretty sure Shiv stayed the course. I don't think he made any trades or any crazy trades.
Not at all. He should have done something at least.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword. You got one guy who just gave his team away, and then you have one guy who just didn't do anything at all. So,
it just goes to show you, man. You get traded happy, look what happens. And if you don't do any moves, look what happens again. So.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it any better. Who has won the scoring title?
If I'm not mistaken, it might be Tampa Home Burglars. If I'm not mistaken. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the team, it's an all-Madden team. Like it's not a surprise to anybody that this Zan is the team. I mean, he just scored 174 last week, so it's like I'm not even the least bit surprised. But yeah, Tampa Home Burglars, congratulations, scoring champ of the year.
Wow. Yep. He's 200 points clear from second place, which is honestly this whole division. Yeah, but the point differential is crazy. The top 3 scoring teams are all in the same division. You got Mahone Burglars, King Bully Gang, and Bully Van.
Not to mention his point differential. Like if you look at the points forced versus the points against, it's so crazy compared to everybody else's, statistics in that case.
Yeah, his
So
points
yeah,
against
easily,
is the lowest.
easily scoring
Wow.
team of the year.
Wow. Congrats, man. Congrats. That's crazy. The team of the year.
What do you got?
Who do I got? You know what? I think on paper, yes, the Home Burglars, has the best team, the super team, as people like to say. But I'm gonna have to go with. But I'm gonna have to go with King Bully Gang, and you know why? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't make any trades. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure he made no trades, and his team just exceeded expectations exponentially. Like I can't even fathom. No one had him in a top 3 position, top 4, not even the top 8. We thought he was gonna finish dead last, and the fact that he drafted the way he did, and it low-key kickstarted a new meta. Him and the Home Burglars. I'm gonna have to go with King Bully Gang. He has a new philosophy, and we used to get on people for drafting quarterbacks in the first round, but he just went to show that, hey man, screw your little draft kits and draft YouTube videos you guys watch. Watch what I'm gonna do. Hey man, you got the first seed.
Couldn't have said it any better. That's also I'd love to give it to my Home Burglars, but that'd be just too easy. I feel like Bully Gang has shut all of the doubters up. They essentially raw dogged the whole season by not making any moves. They just stuck with what they had to begin with, and look where it got them. So that's also my team of the year.
All right, and next up we have the GM of the year.
What do you got for that one?
I'm gonna give it to the Home Burglars, and here's why. King Bully Gang drafted up. I mean, he just drafted well. You know what I mean? No one expected it again. He's him. You know what I mean? He's him. But the Tampa Home Burglars, I don't know if
just raped everybody in the trade market. Just raped everybody. Right.
It just fits the name. The name is fitting. He just stole players from everyone, and it's kind of a part 2 of the fantasy basketball, except with much less controversy. And he went from a team that drafted Mahomes in the second round, and he drafted pretty decent. It wasn't crazy, but all those pieces that he got, he traded them at the right time, right place. And other than maybe Cooper Kupp, having, I think it's a season-ending injury, he just got all the players that anyone would want, and reasonable at least, and now he's the favorite to win, and if not King Bully Gang. So I'm gonna have to give it to my Home Burglars.
I'd say the same thing. I don't even have to speak on it once you just said everything that I thought. This man essentially just walked into the bank, just went into the vault untouched. Nobody bothered him. Nobody stopped him. Just went into the vault as if the bank, he owned it. Walked into the vault, took the money out, walked out without a scratch. So yeah, it's got to be the Home Burglars. No pun intended.
Okay. Congrats, Home Burglars. That was very phenomenal. And last but not least, our game of the year.
There's a couple. For example, massage therapy versus Make America Mid Again. Even though that was a very mid matchup, it was still entertaining until the very end, because all Mike Williams needed was one catch to beat America. So,
and to add on to that, he got the catch, but his feet was not in bounds or something
by an inch, by like a centimeter. Honestly, you could have reviewed that, but not to take away from all the other games. I think I've seen a matchup week 1 between Bully Gang and Comeback Season. It was actually a 1-point defeat, but it was a solid, high-scoring matchup. But ultimately, for me, game of the year has to be the Paleto Bay Punishers versus Comeback Season. It ended in a tie, but because of bench scoring points, Kiwi won that matchup by default. So that probably has to be matchup of the year, but any one of those 3 you could choose, and I wouldn't necessarily blame me for it.
Yeah, I agree. All right. The moment we've all been waiting for. It's the playoff edition of Rapid Fire Prediction. The 1 seed, King Bully Gang, against the 8th seed, Comeback Season.
Who do you got?
You know, they say history repeats itself. You know, we all seen this rodeo before of under 500 and Carlo, you know, results in a championship. And, you know, that sounds dandy, but sometimes history doesn't repeat itself. I got King Bully Gang.
Either way, Bully Gang for the W.
Bully Gang, easily. Tampa Mahone Burglars against Bully Band.
You might have to hit me with freezing cold takes or receipts in 2 weeks, but I think this one is an easy call. Has to be the Mahone Burglars. Without a doubt. All man team, like, come on.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to rob his way to a semifinals championship matchup against King Bully Gang, which the league deserves. The league deserves that matchup.
Absolutely.
Next up, we got the defending champs, the new 3 seed, Big Trust, against the 6 seed, Paleto Bay Punishers.
I'd have to go with Big Trust. Not by much, but I think Big Trust has the edge just because of overall depth. I think they got better depth, but it's not really saying much, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree. I got Big Trust. You know, Paleto Bay Punishers, you know, I got love and admiration for Keepster. But, you know, the defending champs snuck his way to the playoffs, and, you know, I just think he has the better team, at least for this matchup, against each other. And, you know, anything can happen, but I got Big Trust. And last but not least, we got Make America Mid again as a 7 seed against the 2 seed. New name, by the way. It was Aaron Trippett Balls, but now it is allegedly on to a championship. He's not even looking at round 1. He's going straight to the championship. But I remember a team did that recently, and they took an L. Just say that. But who you got?
Yeah, it's a very disrespectful thing to do because he did this while we were talking off air. So, you know, I don't want to seem biased, but I think Mid again, you know, sneaks one out.
He kind of jinxed himself with that name, but I guess onto a championship. You know, Mid again has a great team. You know, slept on, but I think Joe's team is low key just built good. You know, he has a top tight end. I'm pretty sure he's number 2, right? Or yeah, ranked number 2 tight end. He has Devontae Adams now. You know, any player projected 16 points as a receiver is crazy. You know, Mike Evans. You know, I could keep going on and on, and the top defense with the Jets and the Broncos. So I think it'll be a close matchup. Definitely will not be a blowout, but he is a Tua nuclear performance away from kind of widening the gap. But it'll be close, but I got onto a championship, on his way to a championship.
Fair enough. You can't go wrong with either one.
Who is your finals favorites to meet in the championship?
Meet in the championship has to be the Home Burglars, and I'd go with it again. A rematch of 2014, I think it is.
Yeah, 2014. Kenny Britt.
So, yep,
Super Bowl
Kenny
MVP.
Britt. Kenny fucking Britt. But yeah, that's my prediction. I think that you know, Mahone Burglars, I think he just runs away with it. I think he just blows everybody out through the playoffs. And then I've got Michigan making a sneaky run. But ultimately I think he falters in the finals once again to Mahone Burglars, and Mahone Burglars takes the crown home once again.
Crown the champ. You know, thank you for, you know, stepping in as usual. It's been a pleasure. And you know, definitely look forward to see these results from round 1. Week 1.
We'll do a recap next week, right?
Yes, sir. You know where I'll be. I'll be right here. But all right.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait. All right, Danny. Wraps up the show. Peace. Easy.